Secure Act 2.0, changes to qualified charitable distributions, QCDs. We're going to go over this a little bit. It's pretty interesting. So remember, I tell you, man, a qualified charitable distribution is probably one of the most underutilized tools there is. So what a QCD says is allows you to take money from your IRA and give it directly to a charity. What is it, 501(c) or something like that. And it doesn't flow to your 1040. It goes directly to the charity. Now, you have to be of RMD age, and that's what we're going to get to here in just a second. This is a big deal because if it doesn't flow to your 1040, it's like you never have to declare the income at all. So the regular charitable deduction, you give $5,000 to frickin' Goodwill. And Goodwill is probably the only charity I recommend anymore, unless you're giving to something like the Alliance for Defending Freedom, Institute for Justice, something like that. Catholic charities are big. Let's just put it this way. They're processing immigrants and bring them into the United States, and who knows what happens to those people, young kids in particular, and who knows what kind of people are traffic them, if you know what I'm saying. It's almost like the Catholic charities are engaging in some kind of trafficking. It's disgusting, 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 and it's embarrassingly bad. It's bad, bad, bad. I do like, the pro-life organizations that we have. We donate to Centers for Women in San Antonio, one in Camden, New Jersey, trying to get the babies because we need the babies born so they can work for us and we can have Social Security. But also, I think babies are a good thing. I'm a fan of babies. Like babies. More babies, the better. Anyway, so whatever. And if you want to give to Catholic charities, I'm not going to yell at you. I don't. Whatever you want to do. I just don't think there should be any charitable deductions anyway. And the reason is because the vast majority of people who donate do not take a tax deduction because they don't itemize. So I'm going to share with you. Here's Ann Sample. I'll give an example of this. All right. So Ann Sample, she's just single. She's 64 years old. Oh, 63. 64 years old. And she gives $5,000. This is a fake client, by the way. $5,000 a year to charity. All right. So if we go to the we don't go to the 1040 yet. We're going to go to the cash flow, and we're going to say, let's look at the cash flows. So her expenses are $32,000. Her goals are $5,000. That goal is a gift, because like most Americans who are middle class, they give and they tithe, and maybe they don't tithe. Like I don't tithe 10%, but I try to give. I need to give more. It's hard to give when you got debt. Is there a reason? No wonder why Jesus talks about money so much. When you have debt, it's tough to give. It's amazing, man. And if you don't give, I don't think that's good. All right. So anyway, but she has $4,000 in tax payments, and even though her total outflows are only $41,000. So we're going to go to the 1040. All right. So remember, $5,000 is going to charity. Let's look at the 1040 for 2030 or 2023. Her total IRA distributions to cover her expenses are $41,000. All right. We scroll down here. We say this is her AGI. AGI is $41,000. They got right here, AGI $41,000. Now, charitable contributions. If you take the standard deduction, we'd call that an above the line deduction because she's single. She gets all $300. Wow. So her AGI is $41,551 minus the $300 minus the standard deduction. So her total standard deductions and the above the line charitable deduction is $250. All right. So she got to write off all of $300 up to $5,000 that she donated because she doesn't itemize. I can't stress this enough. Very, very few people itemize their taxes. So if they don't itemize, they don't get a charitable deduction. In fact, guy says about 89% of all tax filers take the standard deduction, all right, which is up from 60% prior to the Trump tax bill. That means the people who do charitable deductions aren't taking any deductions at all. So the best you can get here, if you're not itemizing, is $3,000, $300. That's it. Sadly, the universal tax deduction is gone. The above the line deduction is gone for 2022. I'm not sure if it's going to get renewed. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I don't think it was part of Secure 2.0 Act. All right, so in this case, because she did not have an itemization, she only was able to write off $300 of her $5,000 donation. So check this out. So now let's have Ann, 75. She has RMDs, required minimum distributions. So now she's no longer giving $5,000 directly from her checking account to a charity, basically taking money from an IRA, declaring it as income in her 1040, and then sending it to the charity, and then deducting it off her 1040. Now she's giving it directly through a QCD, a qualified charitable distribution. Watch this. So we're going to go to profile. We're going to go to gold, no, income, excuse me. Fed again, he's such a knucklehead. We're going to see, where was, oh, goals, excuse me. We're going to go to goals. Ann's charitable giving, 5,000. It's from a qualified charitable distribution. All right. So we're going to go to retirement, and we're going to see that she has income of $47,000, $16,000 from her RMDs, but she still needs another 30. Her expenses are, but here's her total expenses: $37,000 plus a charitable goal plus the taxes. So she has $47,000 of expenses, of which she needs $47,000 from her IRA. So we're going to go to 1040 and watch what happens here. We're going to go to details. And notice her IRA distributions are only $42,000. Interesting. Her standard deduction is $14,000, so her taxable income is $27,000. So she only pays $3,000 of taxes. Now let's get rid of the charitable distribution. So remember, $3,000 in taxes on $42,000 of income. We're going to go to profile. We're going to go to goals. Remember, this is because she has R&D age, by the way. Zero this out. All right. And watch, it's $3,000, same amount of income. All right, Sammy, she said, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go to cash flows. All right, so now she has $42,000 of total income, because before she had $5,000 of charitable distributions. Now we're going to go to her 1040, and it should be, oh, look at that, the exact same thing. All right, pretty good, huh? $42,000, $3,000 of income, even though she has $5,000 less. Now, what she could have done, in reality, she would have that QCD coming from her RMD, not on top of her RMD. But in this case, because she needed the money, we're giving her a goal on top of the RMD. And really, it doesn't matter. It's just saying, hey, you're going to have $5,000 that won't flow to your 1040 because of qualified charitable distributions. It's a great freaking tool, man. It's freaking awesome. So instead of having a $300 above-the-line charitable deduction, it's no above the line or below the line. It never reaches her 1040. I hope this makes sense. Once you have RMD age, but here's the issue with the Secure Act. The RMD age is right still 70 and a half. Even though you don't have required distributions from your portfolio until you're 73 or 75, depending on your birth, or 72. It's 72, 73, 75. If you're born in 1960 or beyond, your RMD age is 75. If you're born 1951 to 1959, your RMDs are 73. If you're born in 1950 or earlier, your RMDs are 72. However, you can take QCDs at 70 and a half. And again, it's not a charitable deduction because it never hits your 1040 in which to be deducted. I can't stress this enough. It's charitable deductions are deductions of income. QCDs, you're not even declaring the income for which you need to take the deduction. I hope that makes sense. And again, I probably screwed up. I probably should have had her just taking her RMDs, but I didn't have her making it. I screwed up in terms of showing you the software. But either way, she had $47,000 of income, but she only had taxable or an AGI of $42,000 because of $5,000 was a charitable deduction. A not above the line charitable deduction. It never reached her 1040. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's keep going here. Do want to make a point here too. Don't forget, Medicare Part B and D premiums are based on your income because of the IRMA rule. So if you can take qualified charitable deductions, I think the amount is a pretty significant amount. What's that, like $100,000? I mean, it's your RMDs is what it is. I don't remember exactly how much, but it's whatever your RMDs are, up to a certain amount. But anyway, if you can take those charitable deductions and never have to declare income, it's not going to affect your RMD or your Medicare stuff. It's a big deal. All right. I tell you, man, if you got big IRAs, find a good charity, a Goodwill, or a local thing that's fighting for justice and freedom, but it would not be given to The big ones. I wouldn't, man. They're basically quasi-government entities now, and a lot of them are up to no good. No other way around that. All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.